we all grew up in toxic homes. Yes, I did not grow up in a polygamous family. But you're not quite, as I know for certain that when your father is cheating or something, as kids, we will hear it. You'll hear our parents screaming. I cannot imagine being a woman and I let my husband walk through me, lie to me, belittle me, threaten to divorce me. You get my point? Beat my child for no reason, by the way. Yes.
Is that really love? I don't think it's love. I think it's just
maybe it's obsession.
She was afraid of what she's gonna lose if she leaves that marriage. It's easy to say walk away, but it's not easy to actually walk away. Especially given that maybe you're married to a man that didn't even have anything before, and you're the one that sort of supported the man. You gave him years of your youth.
They are comfortable being in a house where their husbands are beating them, or you hear them say things like, oh, he's beating me because he loves me, or because he has to correct me, or things like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes a lot of women, use the excuse of, oh, my children. Is it really your children or is it for you?
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Life Side Eye. Joining us today in the studio are your hosts, me, Munira, and we've got Chidima Morris and Kende, also known as Kenny, aka Kenny. Anyway, how has your week been, guys?
My week has been good. I'm in Sydney with this big-headed, fine girl.
For the past 3 weeks, I've been in Sydney. Everyone has been in Sydney, plus me.
Yeah, so it's been good. She's not been taking care of me, but I've been taking care of her. It's been good.
She made chicken pie today and refused to give me some.
Oh wow, you made chicken pie.
So I don't know. Yeah, she refused to give me some. So don't oh wow.
So the one that is in your tummy right now, what is that?
I had to fight it. Because my mom used to say the kingdom of God suffered violence and the violent take it by force. Okay. So I decided to be the violence today. So I had to eat the chicken pie by force.
Hopefully it settles well in your tummy.
Woman.
Kenny, you owe me puff and meat pie. It has to be dairy free.
The problem is you don't eat all these things, because
dairy free.
It has to be dairy free. Okay,
you
no
have
problem.
To use, you have to use vegan. You're not vegan, but yeah.
I can make it for you and eat it for you. That's another option.
You have to do dairy free.
I'll record myself when I'm missing it.
But my week was good.
Dairy free option.
Okay, no problem.
Are you guys done with your dairy free option?
Yes, we are.
Now let me tell you how my week was. I was not feeling well this week, which is a boring week. So yeah, that's all.
And you're talking about how you've had guests the last 3 weeks, right?
That has nothing to do with anything. I'm just not been feeling well this week.
Okay, but you felt better when I came, right?
Yeah, she gave me food.
It's just the food that made you feel better. Yeah. Not the company and the noise.
And I learned how to use CapCut, courtesy of somebody I cannot mention, but the greatest. Yeah.
Remaining me now. I need to learn how to use CapCut.
I did that.
We have to be serious. Munira, how's your week?
Oh, my week was okay. It was just very, very busy, to be honest. It's going to be very busy again for me next week. Yesterday, I think I left work at 5:30 p.m. or something. Good, sorry, 2 days ago. Like, it's been very busy for me. So, yeah, really just work. And I went for a massage today. Just got back. Yeah, good.
That's nice.
Thank you. Thanks, friend. Okay. So what's up? What's the side eye for the week, babe?
Okay, so the side eye of the week is actually about a movie that this person next to me actually saw. You understand? What's the name again?
The Polygamist.
The Polygamist, yeah.
Yeah. So a TV show.
Yeah. So it's a TV show about this man that literally has this wife, cheats on the wife. Yes, Jonas. Cheats on the wife, gets with this younger girl, gets the girl pregnant. The wife was trying to keep her marriage. Then she not proposed, or she thought she proposed, That's a key word, thought she proposed to her husband that let him marry the other wife in a bid or in a kind of way to keep her marriage instead of literally divorcing the man. You understand? So the guy takes a second wife, only for them to find out that she was not even really the second wife. She was really the third wife. That the wife of the guy's brother was really the second wife. And they had a daughter that was the same age with the first wife's daughter.
Story.
I know. Just go ahead. Get along with me, or go ahead along with me for a second. Yeah. Then he now starts to sleep. To now make matters worse, the final wife or something was now Well, I don't technically, he didn't marry the girl, but the final concubine, because he's King Solomon, he has to make sure he has wife and concubine, you know? It will not be complete if you're not a concubine. Was now his first daughter from the first wife's best friend starts to sleep with her. You get? And
By the
the
way, she's
movie was so good that...
By the way.
Oh, yeah.
Very young.
Yeah. So he's a in... Would you call him a...
No.
To me, he's a because what?
No, the guy was probably above 18, right?
I don't care.
No.
She's a baby and he's 100.
She was in high school when he started sleeping with his daughter's friend. So they were still in high school.
But they were preparing to go to uni. So meaning she would be like 18 or so.
Does it matter?
17.
She's a child.
But she's still a child. She was still a child, yeah.
Yeah.
You get then... So I think the end of the movie is the repercussions now. The wives, I think the first wife felt slighted. I know there's a saying that heaven help someone from than a woman's scorn. What's that thing saying?
Hell hath no fury.
Like a woman's scorn.
So I actually liked what the first wife did to him. I don't want to spoil it for those that have not watched it, but I love the ending. I feel like if I was in that position, I would do the same thing. But yes, I know technically it's a movie, but apparently polygamy is something that is heavily practiced in Africa, especially Nigeria that we are from. So I wanted us to have a conversation because I remember when I watched that movie, I was angry because I thought it was fiction. And I remember, I don't know if it was you or Munira, I think you had one. And I was like, oh, this movie is annoying. I can't watch it. It's annoying. Then you were like telling me that it was actually some people's reality. And as in my flabber was gasted, I was like, what is this? Like, how is that someone's reality? I cannot imagine being a woman and I let my husband walk through me, lie to me, belittle me, threaten to divorce me. You get my point? He beats my child for no reason, by the way. Yes, he did beat the son at some point. Yeah. You get like there's so physical offenses, this guy. In fact, and I felt like even at some point I started feeling like the woman, the first wife, divorcing the man was going to be like a cop-out. I liked the ending. The ending is just amazing to me. So
it was better than divorcing the man, right?
Yes, well, divorce is freeing the man to do other things. So I don't want to talk too much. I just want you guys to give me what's your thought process on the movie? What do you think about the movie?
Okay, just to sort of give a different or a heads up. Yeah, basically. There's going to be spoilers. If you've not watched The Polygamist now, then maybe stop watching this right now because it's been out for a while now and that's why we've pushed this episode till now because we just didn't want to give spoilers. Yeah. And yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, even though it brought back old memories and sort of pains that I suppressed for many years because just like I said to her when she thought they overacted and it wasn't actually a real storyline. I said to her that that's some people's reality. Yeah. And I'd not actually shared some parts of my story with her. And then at that point, I started to give her some examples of, because I'm from a polygamous family. So I started to give her some examples of, some of the things that I experienced growing up in a polygamous home. And she was like, oh, oh, really? So for me, it brought back very painful memories. I remember I wanted to put a post on Instagram about the movie. And because I was too busy to type, so I wanted to do like a voice note so that I could just turn my text to a cleaner note for Instagram. And funny enough, my voice notes, while trying to share my thoughts about, what I learned from the film rather, ended up in me crying. I, started expressing my feelings and then I ended up crying in that voice note, which nobody's ever going to see because I've deleted it. But I shared it with my mom and my sisters because I think I'm not over it yet. But yeah, it's, I don't think it's a sane place for a child to be raised in a polygamous home.
I watched The Polygamist and I could sort of relate to, a lot of the things that happened on there. So it's a bit difficult to speak on, to be honest. It's very difficult to speak on. But what I would say is that it exists, it's real. And I think the issue is not even, in some cultures and everything, having two wives is very, very much, more than two wives, very, very much accepted. And if the women are sort of on board with it, then okay, then everyone is on board. But I just find an issue with the sleeping around with multiple women while you have like more than one person in a house, waiting for you and raising your kids and everything. So it's a bit difficult, but yes, it's real. It was my reality, right? So yes, I did grow up in a polygamous home, but again, our houses were separate, right? So we lived in very separate houses. How my parents met, and how my other stepmom, how she met my dad was also sort of has that same storyline as how Jonasi met the other chubby one, and the original second wife,
officially,
and then
OG second wife.
the original, you get, so it's sort of interwoven into mine too, and how my dad ended up with two wives. So yeah, it's crazy. But one thing I would give my dad credit for is the fact that he sort of, so the kids were sort of very close. So if I don't tell you that we are half siblings, you're not gonna know, right? So what he would do was that he would maybe every school holiday or something, so he would swap us, right? So I would go to my stepmom's house, and then they would come to our house. So we just sort of bonded over that. And then when my parents were not together anymore, and then my other stepmom left too, there was another woman that my dad married, and they got closer because of trauma bond. So we trauma bonded. But anyway, so I'm just going to say, like, polygamous home is just terrible. I don't think anyone should be raised in that sort of environment. But then again, I also don't want to be biased because of my experience, because some people have good experience from that. I also think tribe also matters a lot, because I think there are some tribes in Nigeria that that's their like way of life, so there's no issue. Right? But for my own tribe, it's a bit wonky. But yeah. Anyway, what do you guys have to say about that?
So, in the polygamy, there are different characters here, and I'm going to liken to, like you said, polygamy is something that is actually it's a big thing in Nigeria. I know, because in Nigeria, the country we're from, half of the country are Muslims. I know it's not all Muslim, but most Muslims actually practice polygamy by nature. I know that the concept of polygamy is that if you can give all wives everything, all wife and all children involved, equality, equal food, equal money, that's why it's allowed. Because if you can if you're able to provide people with all the wives and all children with same equal amount of distribution of assets and wealth and attention, it's allowed. You get my point? So my question now is that, liking it to this movie now, which character would you guys think handled this whole situation? It could be the children, it could be the wife. Like, which of the characters actually was the most, like, handled the situation the best? And how would you liken it to real life, if you can?
Wow. No, I don't think any of the characters handled the situation the best. I think his first wife should have left when he blatantly disrespected her by parading the other lady in front of her, right? I think she should have left a long time ago. But she didn't. I think maybe love makes you do crazy things. The other one,
is that really love? I don't think it's love. I think it's just
maybe it's obsession.
She was afraid of what she's going to lose if she leaves that marriage.
But then again, he disrespected her, right, by parading that woman in front of her, and he asked her for a divorce and everything. It's a whole thing. So she didn't handle that situation, correctly. I mean, I don't know what I would have done in her shoes, right?
Wait,
because
so
you
are
don't
you
know
saying
what
that in the future?
me?
Are you saying that in the future, if a man like comes to second wife now,
No, not me. I'm a serial monogamist. Because I've experienced polygamy, I'm a serial monogamist. I cannot, and I will not share my man. That's it. It's not negotiable.
That means you're not in support of polygamy at all in any aspect or ramifications.
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
Of course not. Yeah. Right?
Are you? You sound like you are in support of it.
No. Because I know why I asked the question.
I'm not in support of it. I will never be in support of it. One, because again, I grew up in a polygamous home, so it's a no for me. Two, I am a jealous person. So in case you don't know that about me, I'm jealous of my friendships and my relationships and everything. Because once my man is my man, like, don't touch him, don't breathe on him, don't stare too hard. So if I already have like that whatever in my head, then like, of course I cannot be in a polygamous home because my man is my man, and all of that.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah, back to your question. No one handled the situation very well. The other younger lady, just I was kind of glad that the guy did the same thing to her, because you come along, you parade yourself in front of the wife, you disrespect her, even after she's overlooked everything. And yeah, I think that was the character I hated the most, actually. Because I feel like no, I know everybody has a different opinion, right? But to me, because we sort of grew up differently, right? And maybe because I've seen like a lot of my dad's girlfriends like over the years and all of that, and I've heard stories from my mom and everything. So that's why I hate her the most, right? So that because my thing is that it's a different thing for you to like sleep with someone that is already married and have children and actually date him, right? And date him openly, by the way. And it's a different thing to disrespect her, right?
Yeah.
She attended their vow renewal ceremony to like talk down on her. She would parade herself. She would insult her.
So it was just a gold digger period.
Exactly. So you can. The thing is that you can gold dig, right? But know your boundaries and know where you draw the line. So that's why I can't feel pity for her because he did the same thing she did to the first wife. So he did the same thing to her, too, right? Like getting someone else exactly pregnant and everything. So that's why I'm like, I hated the character the most. And then the other original second wife, the other like chubby lady, that took a lot of bullshit from the guy. I don't know. It's not even all that. Like I don't get why women are just falling.
Though.
But anyway, we're just falling over. Like it's not even all that, right? But then again, I also understand the fact that the rich men get away with a lot of things, so it might not be all that. But then again, he's very rich, and all the women wanted comfortable lifestyles and everything, except the chubby lady, because he's not like he got her like a big house or something. He got her like a house in the township.
House, basic car.
Yeah, basic house, basic car, and everything. I just don't know why all the women are so in love with him. Maybe he's charming. Maybe again, I'm going to liken it to my father. My father is a very
like a charming person.
I don't know, because I feel like my dad is a very charming man, right? So I feel like charming men get away with a lot of.
My dad was not charming. I don't know.
No, my own dad was very charming.
That is being charming.
My dad was very funny. He would make you laugh, because when we're younger or something, like I'd be in a car with maybe some of his girlfriends, and we'd just be cracking jokes, and he'd be like, my dad is just a very funny guy. So I guess
that's such a sweet story.
Oh no, it's not sweet. It's with his girlfriends in the car with me. It's not sweet.
I know. I'm just...
It's not sweet. While my mom was at home. So it's not sweet.
And then he would take you in the car with his girlfriend where your mom was home. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's true. I didn't even think about that. And that's going from what Munira, my own answer to my own question. I know I was going to let you talk, but I want to just speak back on what Munira said real quick. To me, in my opinion, the person that handled the situation is the first daughter. I liked how she separated herself from that situation. I liked how from the beginning, she actually went up to the second not so second wife that became the third wife later, and basically told her, like, what are you getting out from this? This is a married man, you understand? I liked how she kept encouraging her mom to leave the situation. And so that was my best character. And why I said she's my best character, because, there's this saying that I'm with the sayings today. Like, when two big elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. You get my point. I'm not from a polygamous family, but I feel like the people that suffer the most are the children.
Yeah.
There are instances, I think one of us, I don't know if the person wants to share, but there's an instance in the movie where the other wife, I think the second, not so second wife, left the two children in care of the first wife, and she ran away, leaving the girls, as in, without a mom, you understand? And apparently it happens in real life, you understand? But in this situation, like, it's the kids that suffer, you understand? And that's why I liked the fact that she chose her own peace over every other thing in that situation. Then the character I do not like, I don't know what is wrong with this girl. Funny enough, it's not the second wife. It's the original OG second wife. Like, I do not understand the Stockholm syndrome. Like, think about it here. Somebody married you. Never, not for once, up until she was caught, never actually acknowledged you as his wife. Found you, the other brother, and gave you a brother, and gave you a husband to be answering your husband when you're not really the person's husband, trapping you. That is a trap. Every other person could leave, but this person, in the eyes of the society, she has a husband. That's not her husband. You understand? And she's now sleeping with her husband. And think about it now. Like, she had a husband that the world thought was her husband. Then she's now sleeping with the so-called husband's brother. That is really her husband. Like, what Stockholm syndrome is this?
And let's even talk about the fact that you are now exposing your daughter to that weird.
The daughter was the most. The lady's daughter was the most. That girl needs therapy. She needs Jesus. She needs
everything.
Allah. She needs every single thing. That girl has the most. Even I liked that actress, by the way. Whoever portrayed that girl you could smell the insecurity from the girl. Isn't it? She's trying to, like, shout for attention from her father, from people. Even after she did the work and gave up on trying to have a relationship with her father, you could still see she was so insecure.
Yes.
She was even trying to, even when he died and everything. I suppose.
No, it's okay. People should have watched it by now.
Where he died, she was still trying to gain his attention. Then the brother now told her that, and when he was dying, he talked about, I'm very sure he didn't. She just wanted to just
make
get
her
the girl
feel
feel better. You can stand. I did not like that lady. And my not liking her stemmed from the fact that when he died, she was now trying to fight for his place as his wife. What are you trying to prove?
That part.
You should be going to church and be celebrating your liberation from this bondage that you're put in. But she's trying to fight as wife position when he's dead. I don't know. Kenny, what do you think about those characters?
Okay, so of all the characters, I wouldn't say I admire any of them. Like, they didn't handle the situation right. But the truth is, it's very easy for us. So I'm going to speak from the point of view, the of or is it POV of the first wife. It's very easy for a lot of us to say, oh, she should have walked away, she should have done this. I've been in that situation before, and I know that it's not that easy to walk away. It's easy to say walk away, but it's not easy to actually walk away. Especially given that maybe you're married to a man that didn't even have anything before, and you're the one that sort of supported the man, you gave him years of your youth. And for women, it's not, although I'm happy for the women these days where it's easy for us to, we look good, take care of ourselves and, move on. But those days, like maybe our mother's days and everything, they've given their youth to this man. It's not easy for them to find someone else to get married to them. Or maybe they supported the man from grassroots. He had nothing. And due to the woman's maybe connections or whatever,
knowing her as Mrs.
They've been able to build something together as a family. And then you're saying to the woman that she should leave everything with this man. And considering the Nigerian culture where when you divorce, most times it's usually the man that gets everything and leave the woman with nothing. So it's easy for us to say she should have walked away. But the truth is, it's not that easy for a woman to walk away. But in saying that, what she lost for staying was more than what she would have lost if she had left.
I agree.
For example, now she kept saying, I don't want my son to be like his father. I don't want my son to be like his father. But for those of us that have watched it to the end, we've discovered that this boy is going to end up being worse than his dad. And that's a trend that we see a lot, even in real life, in reality, where people see maybe their dad, they watch or observed or, grew up with domestic violence, where maybe the father would always beat the mom and things like that. And they would be like, oh, I hate my dad. He did this. I'll never do it to my wife. Mm-hmm. But because that resentment is there, because of the hatred for that father or whatever, you would find that these same people continue with that cycle. It continues because they hate the person, but they've not resolved in their hearts and they've not made any conscious effort to stop it.
I get your point, Kenny.
Sorry,
I get your point, but I do not agree. I have a very good real life example of why I do not agree for you.
But what I'm saying is true. The boy ended up being worse.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the woman kept saying, "I don't want my son to be like his father."
Let me tell you something. Chidi, ma'am. You can have a real life example as to why you don't agree, but the average of the example that Kenny gave, more often than not,
she's correct. But the reason why she's correct is what is wrong, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's even a movie. I have my own real life example. I have my life example. So forget about the movie. I have my own example from my life and from people around me.
Yeah.
Where I say, you say you don't like what your dad did, or you end up repeating that cycle because you end up doing it.
Let me explain why I don't
even
agree
as a girl, sorry, even as a girl, even girls that grew up in a domestic violence home or whatever, they more often than not grow up with it. They grow up with that sort of mentality, and then they get married, and they are comfortable being in a house where their husbands are beating them, or you hear them say things like, "Oh, he's beating me because he loves me, because he has to correct me," or things like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my point. Is that more often than not, they usually follow the pattern that
I agree with you.
Right. So I know that there are exceptions. I know whatever, but on an on an average, that's what happens, because I think that's all right? You can hit that
exactly.
But if that's all then
before you say what you know, say something. So before she says what she wants to say, okay.
Which is in my throat to say since.
Yeah, please hold it there. Just hold your throat like this. Okay, so this is me being vulnerable, and whoever gets hurt in the process, too bad. But it's my story to share. Now, like I've established, I grew up in a polygamous home where my dad had 2 wives living in the same house, and he had concubines.
Solomon.
And he would say things like, "Oh, I'm with this woman, a concubine, because I'm getting contracts or I'm getting connections from the woman. I'm not doing this to your mom because he used the word I don't want to use here, but basically what he was trying to say is she's not bringing anything to the table. Even though this is a woman that has given everything to him. She left her career, she left everything for him, and yet she's not bringing anything to the table." And as a girl child raised in that, that space, I grew up with the mentality that, oh, I'm not going to marry a man that meanwhile, he didn't already have money when he married her. They grew together and things like that. But I grew up with the mentality that, oh, because he feels my mom was a liability in quotes, and the other women that were bringing connections were more preferable to her, I grew up with the mentality that, okay, I don't want to marry a man that was already made. I want to grow with my man so that I would not be a liability.
Your mother did though, basically.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So I thought that was what would give me a happy marriage. So I would not be a liability to a man. And I repeated that cycle. Found a man that was still trying to find his footing. We started our family together and ... The end. Anyway, so back to, I don't know if what I said has changed what you want to say.
It hasn't actually. Funny enough, because you're proving my point, or the point I'm trying to say. My point is that I'm going to go back to the movie for a second. You said something that she should have, divorced the husband
and taking the children out of that. Yeah,
but you're forgetting that they're already in it. They're already marinating in it. They've already gotten the toxicity of it. Even if the child would have
They
left,
marinated because she stayed.
She stayed, but at what? That boy is old. He was like, what, 1920?
But things were not very bad in the beginning. When she discovered, it got really bad in the end. Because that boy was still a chicken. He was still very timid.
Movie, I get your point, but I refuse to believe that the point where the movie started was where this guy, the woman, started realizing her husband is a cheat. Because that guy cannot keep it in his pants to save his life.
She realized when she had her last child.
That is when he started trying to marry somebody. Because you cannot tell me that she did not know her husband is cheating for how many years. I do not agree. I just believe that that's where this series started from. You get my point? Because we all grew up in toxic homes. Yes, I did not grow up in a polygamous family. But you're not going, I know for certain that when your father is cheating or something, as kids, we will hear it. You'll hear our parents screaming. You understand? Like the example I have, the Frank Edo story, where clearly, when he was doing an interview, he said that he didn't want to be a guy that's coming from, is he polygamous family? He doesn't want to divorce his wife. He doesn't want that situation. Please, someone should tell me why Frank Edo, allegedly, I'm not sure, someone tried it, has 3 wives now that have divorced again and again and again. I think it's on his way of divorcing the 3rd wife now. My point is that even if he didn't see his father, in quotes, go through everything we saw in that movie, he must have seen the father go through everything before the movie started. So that means that boy has a very high tendency of behaving like the father later on in life. Even me as a human being now, there's some characteristics my mom used to do when I was younger that I really didn't like. I'm not going to lie, you understand? Like my mom, she's not really a very big saver. She's like, she gets money in her hands and she spends it. You understand? Then last year, December, I realized that I was just like my mother. It shocks me to my bones because I did not even believe, and it was so unconscious. It's something very subtle. You understand? I was like, oh, I'm not going to be like my mom. I'm going to work hard. You understand? And mommy, I love you, by the way. I'm not saying I want to be like you, but I just wanted to just be better, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. If I never watch this.
We love you.
But my point is that I didn't just want that characteristics. Then I realized that this is exactly what I'm doing, and I'm not doing it intentionally. It was very, very it's a subconscious act. And I see that a lot of us, you cannot sit down here and tell me that there's some characteristics that your mom or your father was doing that you're not unintentionally doing.
Oh, there's a lot.
Exactly. I mean, I'm very sure you don't even want to do it, but you just see yourself doing it because you grew up in that.
Became part of you.
So that's why I say I do not agree. I get your point, but I don't agree. You're saying that if she stayed or if she left, the boy would have still done it. Because he has seen it before.
Because I've seen it
from
in
the beginning, from that. Exactly. You cannot, there's no way. He can't just wake up one day and say he wants to be polygamous.
But anyway, I just feel that he just was in that for too long. She could have pulled him out. There was a better chance of...
The time she pulled him out was when he was 1 year. When he had no memory of nothing.
It was too
That's
late.
the best time.
It was too late.
It's way too late. He was ready. There's nothing you can have done.
Yeah, it was too late.
But let's move on to the next. My next question for you guys is, who was the misunderstood character in the whole show? I have my answer, and you guys will not agree to it, but let me hear from you guys first. Kenny, the most misunderstood character in the movie.
The misunderstood. Maybe the brother.
Which brother?
The Jonas's brother.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I know I had a conversation with you. I don't know if it was Moni, and you were like, why did the brother just tie his life down, like hold him, put his life on hold because of his brother? And I said, and I'm going to say again what I said, that for him, maybe the brother was not doing as well as Jonas.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
Right? And he wasn't doing as well as him, and he got a good job, a good life out of it. And knowing that what his brother was doing was wrong, but the fear of speaking up and what it would cost him made him, keep quiet and not speak up. I don't support what he did, like, keeping quiet. But the truth is, whether he spoke up or he did not speak, Jonas will still do what he's going to do. But I'm happy that eventually he was able to, speak up and help. I'm not good with names.
But was
the wife.
But was he misunderstood?
I think he was a coward, but continue.
He was a coward, but
he wasn't misunderstood. I don't think anyone misunderstood the story. He was
understood very well.
It was.
I think it was just a. Okay, I don't know. I
get why you're saying he's misunderstood, because he did change and help the wives and everything at the end, because we thought he was a douchebag in the beginning. Cheating on, because they portrayed him in the beginning as someone that was cheating on his wife.
And then nobody's even thinking about how he too was hurt. Like look at the other girl, the third wife, third wife, was dating him.
Second, third.
And then ended up with his brother. Imagine he's hurt. Imagine how bad he would have felt. And maybe there were even other women that he had even snatched from his brother. We don't even know. So I just sort of feel bad for him as well, because he did not have a life, technically.
He did not, actually.
I didn't have a life.
He suffered the most, if you ask me.
He didn't,
apart from the kids.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you think he's misunderstood?
I think misunderstood, meaning, people did not really understand them, or maybe there's a reason why no one was misunderstood. The wife, the first wife, Grace, I understood that perfectly, right? Again, because I grew up almost similarly. The first daughter that I thought that I could sort of relate to, right? I don't think she was misunderstood. I think they portrayed her character pretty understandably well. When she was hurt, it was obvious. When she was sad, when she was happy, it was obvious and everything. I think the word misunderstood is sort of throwing me off, because I don't think I don't think any of I think the characters were very portrayed.
Which man's son?
The second.
He was misunderstood.
He was understood very well.
He was understood very well. I think
yeah,
it was understood. I think everybody was understood. I think
actually
Jonasi, because again, I don't know, because they didn't really give us his background. We knew that it was poor. We knew, he probably didn't have anybody to rely on and everything. I also would not say that he is misunderstood, right? Because again, maybe because of I already have the experience, so it's something is understood perfectly well. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Over to you.
I think the first wife was misunderstood. I know you guys will not agree. That's why I said that you will not agree.
Okay. So.
I really did, because I felt like everyone kept hammering that she should leave the man. Leave to where? Where is she leaving to? But answer my question. Where is she leaving to? Because the money he used to start... Wait now, let me defend my case. The money she used to... Jonas, or the man, the main character, used to start the business was from her and the father.
Yes.
Her father.
If she leaves the marriage, she basically might have left with nothing.
Yes.
She has 2 kids. Sorry, 3, right?
Yes.
3 kids.
Yeah.
2 boys and a girl. Now, what's the probability that 3, she had a baby, a small a baby boy or something? What's the probability that her kids would inherit? You get my point?
Yeah. You're
so
forgetting the scene. You're forgetting a scene in the movie. Where when he came home after he had gonorrhea, that was the scene that he beat her up for the first time. And when she reminded
that is him... when she said to him...
No, yeah, when she reminded him that she owned 50% of that company. That's the scene you're forgetting. Right? So it's not
that
the case.
Is why I love her character.
She does have something because she owns 50% of that company. Right? So she does have something.
But living in marriage would have affected her brand, a contract with the other.
She gave up. I do not like the fact that she gave up her career for that. But what she should have done differently is the question, because her husband was constantly embarrassing her.
The thing is that, to be honest, I would say that she really loved him. She deeply, you can call it obsession. You can call it more than love. But I
don't think so.
But I feel like for a fact, I think she deeply loved him so much that she was willing to overlook a lot of his misgivings. Right? I don't think you can be with somebody you don't love that deeply, like despite, right? Because love is very, very complex.
You guys take love to wherever. I do not believe she loved him. Yes, she might have loved him. Exactly, but I felt she stayed out of more spite. Okay, yes, initially in the beginning of the series, she was trying to fight for her home. I agree, but it stopped at some point.
Yes, it did.
It stopped before the gonorrhea. It stopped before the beating. it stopped when she found out that after everything he promised her again, like it was one more lie that your cup don't full. You know that language say like last like your cup don't overflow or something like that. Then she said to him up. She could have easily divorced him and lived her merry life.
I feel
but
like
she didn't. I like how she did it.
I feel like she still loved him regardless. I think that
I don't believe that.
I think that you cannot diminish the sort of love that she had. And sometimes
she still loved him.
I think she loved him through it.
That's people's opinion.
I think she loved him through it all, right? Yes, she orchestrated his death and everything, but I think that she loved him through it all. But she was so hurt by him, right? So again, you can say, oh, maybe when he did this, when he did that, she wasn't in love. She'll stop loving him. You just, I don't think you wake up and stop loving somebody, right? Again, I feel like the kind of love that she must have had for him is not a kind of love that you see, easily, right? It's probably like, oh, this like a very deep, powerful kind of love that would make you stay in situations that ordinarily you would not stay in. And that's where
let's agree to disagree, because me, I will stay out of spite.
I think that's where people say love is blind come from, because when you're in love, you can't see anything. Like you're blind.
I do not agree with anything you just said.
And anyway, so I do think that
I felt like she just wanted to deal with him. I think I agree that she loved him. I believe that the amount of love she had for him at some point became hate.
Yeah, there's a thing like
she
between love and hate.
Equal, exactly.
Yeah.
But like let's not drag this out. Let's agree to disagree, because I have another question for you guys before we end this today's episode. Oh yeah, sorry. What do you want?
I'm not the one asking the questions, but can we just point out one of the scenes that really shook us? And because I'm asking the question because I have one I want to share.
Okay, you can
share.
Yeah.
So the scene where she was holding his legs and begging him not to go and meet the other woman. That was one that really shook me. Again, because it shows the extent that a woman would go to keep a man from cheating, even though you can't stop him from being who he wants to be or doing what he wants to do. And I think that brings the question for me about marriages or relationships. Why do women have to beg, to be seen, to be loved, for a man not to cheat in the first place? Like that scene for me was, and then he tried to outsmart her and, go back into the house. And then he took off his jacket and she was...
Oh, I remember that scene now.
Goodness gracious, you are a successful woman. You are self-made, and in your home front, you are like a very desperate,
There's so many women in real life that what you just seen pertain to. We can talk about Annie Dibia and Two-Face Dibia. We can talk about what's this guy? Hey, that's Edoche's son. What's May Edoche and Jill Edoche? Very successful women in their craft and their trade, but they decided that they're going to beg their husbands one more chance. I remember when it was actually alleged that you went to get married the girl. I can't remember what the other second wife name is. Judy, yeah. Where May actually came out. She's a very private person, by the way. But she came out on national TV, national social media. Netizens, I was basically saying that that she accepts her husband, the woman is supposed to be basically declaring to the world that she supports her husband and she's not going to divorce the man. It's until he starts showing her Shege Pro Max that she now decided that she wants to separate. You get my point? Like I'm not, well, personally, me, I've never been married like that. Never been married like that. Like that. So I've not been in that situation, basically. Let me put it that way, in the sentence that I cannot say what I believe that if you've not been in a position where you have a lot to lose, a family to lose, a husband to lose, a home to lose, a lot, like your comfort zone, I cannot give a proper opinion on that act. But I know that this is something that is very rampant in our society.
I get what you're saying, right? She had a lot to lose and everything. But in my own case, my mom was mostly a housewife, right? So, maybe she had like a business here and there, but mostly she was a housewife. Well, you guys know the story, I think, already. And yes, it's not easy, but she had it better than my mom did.
I'll just say that. She had a 1 billion at one time better than I wanted. So again, because of my experience, I cannot see why. I can't see it, right? That's why I said that there must be a different kind of love that she had for him, right? Because I feel like sometimes a lot of women, use the excuse of, oh, my children, my children, my children. Is it really your children or is it for you, right? Are you hanging on to, to just very tiny
Fear of the
details?
unknown.
Fear of the unknown one, and then the good times in the past that you're hanging on to. That's what you're hanging on to, the past, right? So you don't want to see the future, right? Because let's be honest here, she had 50% of the company. She had lawyers at her disposal. There was no, he would not have been able to get away with a lot of things because her name was also on the documents, right? So
and our kids were not babies; they were old.
And our children were not babies; they were grown, right? So that's why I fail to see it, Miriam. I fail to see it. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody, whatever. But from my own experience, I fail to see it. That's all. Because she would have left with her children. They would have grown up in a very healthy environment. She didn't do it for them. She did it for herself. She stayed for herself. She stayed because
even if they had to downsize, at least
even if they had to downsize.
Yeah,
she stayed.
She'll be happy.
She stayed for the past memory. She hung on to the good things.
Yeah, I just like the fact she got everything.
Right?
She got 100% of the company instead of 50.
And it damaged.
She got her PhD.
But
her son was already damaged. Stop then again, because she stayed. He was already damaged, in my opinion.
But then again, at what cost? Like she got 100% of the company.
The cost was already there. Even if she divorced him at that time,
at what cost?
the cost was already there.
She's a mom.
But she's not me and you.
But our conscience.
I'll be dancing at his grave and be pouring this thing. Because the thing that she's not carrying knife and him. All she did was she put a bait. Actually, technically, did she really? Because all she did was give him.
She did because
like a goat.
She played a god.
Is it goat that eats carrots? Rabbits.
She played a god
and he ate
in his life. No, that's the thing. That's different. She was like a god in his life in the sense that God gave us choice, right?
God
gave us free will, exact choice, right? The freedom of choice, the freedom of choosing, right?
And
so
you meet this girl. To die.
You meet this girl, right? You sleep with her immediately, right? So you had the choice to
you
not
don't
sleep.
know half of Adam. You see woman, even me.
Number one, you had the choice to not sleep with her. Number two, you had the choice to sleep with her. Number three, you had the choice to sleep with her with condom, with protection. So again, she gave him choices. He refused to take any choices. And then when he got affected, he also refused to take medication.
Yes,
so again, he wasn't really had.
She knew her husband too well.
Yes, she knew him too well.
So she didn't because he also had like choices to make.
He
so
chose it.
It's true.
He chose it.
She knew him too well.
I just liked it. I loved it for her because me, I'll give him she played the long game. I do not.
She poisoned him once now. She poisoned him once.
I don't know.
Yeah, she did. When it was foaming from the mouth, and then she had to bribe the doctor to lie that it was a heart attack. So she would have. My point is that attempting and everything is not a good thing, right? It's just maybe me.
Do not you.
Me,
we don't support violence.
Yeah,
thoughts,
I
guys.
feel like
final thoughts. So.
Final thoughts is I don't know if I can advise men, but just know that your actions affect your children too. I know that
100%.
I know that a lot of not just men and women, a lot of you are selfish. Like a lot of our parents are selfish. The women lie and say they're staying with their children. It's a lie. The men just do not care, right? And this has gone beyond women pick better fathers for your children because the only thing that is constant in life is change, right? You can marry somebody and then they change in marriage and you don't recognize who you're looking at anymore, right?
Exactly.
So I think I'm just going to be of the opinion that if you're going to have kids, if you are not going to be very protective of your children, do not have children.
Don't have kids.
Right? So if you're a woman and you know that, you cannot, like in some certain situation, you cannot protect your children, I don't think you have any business having children. If you're a man, I think that if you're not ready to be a husband and a father, right? You have no business being a husband and a father. You can frolic however you want.
Yeah.
Don't drag other people into your mess, right?
Yes. Okay.
That's just the food for thought for me. Everybody just don't drive.
Yeah. Before Kenny speaks, I want you guys to actually rate the movie out of 5. Rate the movie within your final thoughts. So, Munira, what would you rate this movie? And would you advise anyone, to those that have not seen it, to actually watch it?
I think it's a good watch. I think definitely watch it, but trigger warnings for people that have gone through, the polygamous home that was not good, or gone through abuse, and there was there, and domestic violence. So trigger warning.
Yeah.
But you can stomach a lot of the things. Watch it. And it's a very well made movie, and I gave it a 4 out of 10. Out of 5. Very realistic portrayal of what's happening in society currently, and I think that's why I gave it a 4, because it's very realistic. It's very vivid for me. So it's a good watch. You guys, if you haven't watched it yet, watch it. But again, trigger warning: if you are not someone that has like a very strong mental health that can carry a lot of the things there, don't even bother. Don't try it. But yeah.
Okay. Kenny.
All right. I'll give it a 5 because I've been known to be very generous with my marks. So I'll give it a 5 because I can't fault anything in the movie, because I've never produced a movie before. I've never even written a story before. So I'm sure if I write a story, it would not be that intriguing or full of suspense. So I give it a 5, and I would recommend it to anyone to watch. And I recommended it to my friends, who then recommended it to their friends, and the friend recommended it to their friends. Yeah, so it's a good watch. And it's not, I wasn't paid for the service, but it's a good watch. But just like Munira said, it's just if you can't stomach some things because you've had that bad experience, just stay away and just read the summary on ChatGPT. Then just before I pass it on to you, my advice is for everyone. As parents, it's important to consider, I don't care about you, dad, mom, but it's important to consider the children in every decision you make or every action, because they are watching. They did not ask to be brought into the world. You opened your legs or did whatever you did and brought them into this world. So it's not fair to drag them into the mess, because what you're doing is you're creating either a monster or a prince, right? Or a frog. So it's just better to just think about them. If you find that relation, you can even be in the marriage. It doesn't even have to be a polygamous marriage. Just being in that marriage, whatever you do, the children learn more from what they see than what you ask them to do or what you tell them. You may think that, everything is fine, but the truth is they are watching. And you don't want the cycle to continue. You don't want to raise damaged children. So please, I am pleading with you, from someone who is still carrying the cross of decisions that my parents made. I'm pleading with you on behalf of your innocent children. Please do right by them.
Yeah.
Do right by them. Don't settle for less because of them.
Yeah.
If a place is toxic, because as a mom, if you choose to be abused, then your daughter indirectly would think it's normal to be abused. Or if you're a boy and you see your dad being mean to women, you will not respect women. So just do right by your children. That's my advice to everyone. Thank you.
For my final thoughts, I'm going to deviate it very far away from my friends, because they've said the most important things coming from a polygamist. And since I don't have lived experience, I think I don't know, I can't give any advice because I have nothing. I don't have lived experience, basically. But there's someone in that movie that we didn't really talk about that touched me in places that I didn't think could touch. It was the girl, the young girl that was friends with the polygamist father that later on slept with him. Her story touched me because it came from desperation to feel wealthy, to escape her reality. And she made the mistake of sleeping with an older man, getting into an abusive relationship, then becoming a conduit of wickedness, because at some point she starts to treat the man even though he deserved it. You get, I just think our parents should teach their children the value of hard work, the value of being contented with what they have. I think that's what that girl lacked. She was a beautiful girl that would have easily married the future owner of every single thing, and she said to give it up for what? An old wrinkly bald
Seven course meal.
And villa. Like there's no delayed gratification. You get my point. Like I think even if she's even dumb, even if she doesn't really love anyone, like the son loved the only son that would have inherited 100% of at least you get my point, of the property. Loved him. If she was smart enough, should have loved him back and become Mrs. Whoever. And the way the boy Kuma loved himself, should have done everything. You get my point. But she was so dumb that she fell for this old, wrinkly, bald. I know I'm saying it because it touched me in places, because it's not my story it's my story, but I'm not going to tell it in this episode. Maybe if you have another episode that concerns growing up too fast when you're young, maybe I could tell that story. But that's my final thoughts. Teach your children delayed gratification, the value of hard work, being contented with what they have. You get cutting your clothes according to your clothes, not your size, because you can be fat and you don't have enough material. What else? I'm not body shaming anyone. She touched my soul because she was a child that had life in her. I could clearly see when the life left her, she became off the wall.
Something else, yeah.
You could see the pivot point where her whole destiny shifted, and that's where I'm coming from, and that's something I took away from this movie. For my rating of this movie, it's not my cup of tea. I did not like the movie. I'm not going to lie. I know you guys give it high marks, not for any reason, because it annoyed me. I was angry from the beginning to the end. The only reason why I finished it was because of I wanted to, because my friends were watching it. I wanted to just talk about it. I wouldn't have. It's not a movie. If I didn't have to watch it, I'll watch. I would have left it in episode 2. You get so. Again, I don't know if you're like me, you should watch it. I don't know. Have a conversation with us. Tell us what you feel about the movie in the comment section. Would you rate it out of 5? Me, I'll give it a 1.5. I know it's very low not for any reason. It's a very good movie, by the way, made well. It just annoyed. The storyline. Oh God, I was just angry. Every single episode, I was just angry. Anger. And now I asked Kenny, do I have to watch it? Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, I watched it.
And slept at 3 a.m.
I slept at 3 a.m. because I had to finish it, because I knew if I stopped, I didn't even finish it. So I think I finished it the next day. But the whole point in it is that it's not something I would go for. But it's not a bad watch. I'm giving it 1.5 because I just don't like the storyline. I don't like the way he treated the women. I don't like the way the women let him treat them. No woman should let anybody, not even women. If you're in the same relationship, any form of relationship, you shouldn't let your partner treat you that way. That's it. No man should let their partner, because apparently women can. That's my point. I think I've over-talked. But yes, that's my closing remark. I don't know if you guys want to add anything. All good?
Are you staying toxic, Munira?
Is it a toxic week?
This week, it's a toxic week. This week is not a big good. This week is not a big good week. This week is a stay toxic queens. Kings, do better. Be better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
do better.
Yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in today. I really enjoyed this conversation because we get to learn and we get to grow. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe, and please share your friends. We want to grow. And what do you think about the Polygamist movie? Have you watched it? If you see yes, tell us yes. Tell us what you like about them. Have a conversation with us in the comment section. Love you. Thank you. And have a wonderful week ahead.
Bye.
No side eye for me.
I feel like we're so unprepared about this thing.
Okay.
And I learned how to use CapCut, courtesy of somebody I cannot mention, but the greatest. Yeah.
Remaining me now. I need to learn how to use CapCut.
I did that.
We have to be serious.